It's hard to accept that the United States is a nation that proclaims to be under God, yet systematically eliminates and spiritually impoverishes the children of God, both within and outside of its borders. If you are promoting a war that could end, regardless of the victor, are you not complicit in this demoniac society? How can we claim to be a nation under God when we step outside and witness daily offenses against the divine, committed by individuals across the political spectrum, irrespective of their viewpoints or advocations? This isn't just about direct involvement in conflict, but also about the support and funding of proxy wars, where innocent lives are sacrificed while the powerful and corrupt from both sides of the political aisle profit. Corruption is deeply embedded in world leadership, and regardless of the country, it is the common people who suffer while oligarchs, bureaucrats, and war profiteers, including shareholders of major weapons manufacturers, continue to thrive. Yet we remain distracted by political division, arguing amongst ourselves while our leaders perpetuate endless cycles of death and destruction. We call ourselves humane, yet our policies contradict this very claim. Many Christians firmly believe in the Ten Commandments, yet governments craft and endorse policies that blatantly violate the Sixth Commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." We claim to support other nations, yet our weapons, in the hands of our quote-unquote allies, continually send young men back to their mothers in caskets. A true leader serves with humility, protects their constituents, and enriches the lives of all they govern, rather than swaying from extreme to extreme for political gain. A true ruler, as exemplified by Bhishma Dev from the epic Mahabharata, acts as a servant of Dharma, upholding righteousness above personal ambition. Leadership is not about domination or self-interest, but about selfless service, ensuring the well-being of all. As Bhagavad-gītā chapter 3 verse 21 states, whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. The pendulum of power must stop swinging between extremes if we truly wish to live in a nation under God, where leaders prioritize the welfare of their people over greed and corruption. Right now, the only God I see ruling this world is the false deity of the ego strengthened by the uncontrolled mind. Many worship themselves by those lost in their illusion and attachment to material sense gratification. They think I am the enjoyer, the cause of all causes. The harder the work, the more money I will make and the happier I'll be from it. If I just lose 30 pounds, lift 15 more pounds, run 1 more mile, or get that surgery I've saved up for. That my body will be fit and slim and I will be so beautiful and I will be seen in my ideal image. Or if I can just get this new car, house, boat, TV, or electronic device, I will be complete and happy. These illusions are best described by Prahlad Maharaj from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, verse 31 says, "Persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life, and who have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a similar blind man attached to external sense objects, cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home, back to heaven." In the same way, our world is led by those who are spiritually and morally blind, and as a result, the masses continue to follow them into endless cycles of suffering, illusion, and destruction. Throughout history, the qualities of true leadership have been debated and discussed. But what truly defines a leader? Is it power, influence, or perhaps something deeper? True leadership is not about control or dominance, but about guiding others with wisdom, compassion, and integrity. A real leader inspires, uplifts, and serves as a beacon of hope and righteousness. They possess the ability to see beyond their own interests and work for the greater good of all. In essence, true leadership is a reflection of one's inner virtues and moral compass. The Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 16 verses 1 to 3, describes the qualities of a divine leader: fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, fluent in religious text, austerity, simplicity, nonviolence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities. Where do we see these qualities in our so-called leaders today? I dare state many, if not all of these are missing from many world leaders. The time to wake up is now. Political division and activism as they stand today play directly into the hands of those who seek to manipulate and control. As Bhagavad-gītā chapter 16 verse 9 states, following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. We are gifted with incredible human intelligence, not to be consumed by illusion but to transcend and see reality as it is. So why do we direct our frustration toward our fellow countrymen, attacking those with different political views? Why aren't we questioning and challenging the leaders who intentionally keep us blinded, who profit while we tear each other apart? As Bhagavad-gītā chapter 16 verses 11 and 12 further explain, they believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. This petty fighting perpetuated by our demoniac leaders keep us fighting among ourselves, glorifying famous socialites, promoting and crafting policy to enhance our material sense gratifications, slowly killing of religious and scholastic structures, pointing us further and further away from the absolute truth, having us focus on our personal self-image, our self-identification, our feelings, all temporary material impulses that only lead to further chaos, mind disease and suffering. This is their greatest tool to maintain control. They know this, and yet we still fall victim into the material modes of passion and ignorance, fighting each other over petty ideals. The leaders are distracting us from the real problem. We, the people, suffer while those in power continue to manipulate and exploit our divisions. If we truly desire change, we must reject leaders who sustain endless war and demand true accountability. Real change begins when we stop enabling corruption, stand united in our demand for peace, see that we are all the same, and that our petty political views are not what define us, to seek absolute truth, to not follow false idols and their personally misconstrued belief systems, to reject self-worship, self-idolization, identification with political party, and actually surrender to serve the betterment of man, to stop the hypocrisy and use our God-given will to be in high cognitive thought and see the world as it is. This, however, can only be done when one chooses to be self-realized, or at least choose to not act in the modes of ignorance or passion. We must demand restoration of leadership that values human life above all else, regardless if they live a specific country or not. Only by upholding our true natures, accepting ourselves in these bodies as they are, and to do the works as prescribed, by truly rejecting their force-fed deceptions, can we break free from this cycle and rebuild a society that truly honors that American idealism and idea, to truly live as one nation under God.